Hello everybody, welcome. My name is Richard and my main business here is selling electric vehicles. So in this video I'm going to talk to you about the electric vehicle market, the used car market. And is it okay? How's it doing? Again, there's still all those kind of newspaper headlines about prices dropping and such like. And I've even seen stories that nobody wants EVs and dealers don't want them and that kind of stuff. So I'm going to talk to you about the last couple of months here and our impressions and how we've been doing, but then back up the rest of the video with some data which is provided by Autotrader, so some statistics that aren't mine basically. Essentially, first couple of weeks of the year, a bit slow actually, and then the second half of January was very busy. February sort of so-so in the middle. Now, I've got some interesting data, especially when it comes to the Model Ys. A lot of Model Ys came on the market, so I'll show you some of that in a moment. But it's been doing okay. We've seen, I mean, the market for used cars kind of goes a bit up and down like this anyway. And I think if I was to summarise it, I'd say we have seen price drops. We've seen quite a bit of price drops from kind of mid-December into January and through January. So prices have fallen across a number of models, not just with EVs, across the whole used car industry. There's many models that have dropped quite a lot in value. But actually they seem to have plateaued out recently. We need stock. We have been running out of stock. And so I've been, especially this week, because I was away the previous week, been trying to buy stuff. And I've been having to really search around and actually pay quite good money for cars, actually. I can't just pick up cars cheap because nobody wants them. I have to pay good money. I've even resorted to sort of trade auctions a couple of times, and stuff is selling, and it's not going particularly cheaply. So that goes to show that the dealers have actually got the demand there, they're buying it, and therefore that's because it's selling. So I think we've kind of reached a bit of a dip, and actually now we should be fairly steady, and some of the figures here look promising. So this here is some of the data that's provided to dealers in the background, so other dealers can look at this as well, called Market Insights, and it's compiled by Autotrader, which is the biggest UK marketplace for used vehicles. And there's quite a lot, and I'll try and summarise most of it, because otherwise we'll be here for ages, but I don't want to make a 2-hour presentation out of it. But essentially, we have seen price drops, yes, and I will acknowledge that. And there's some really good bargains out in the used market. I mean, refreshed Model 3s under £30,000, Porsche Taycans super cheap, Audi e-tron GT super cheap, e-tron's cheap. A lot of stuff has really come down there. If you're a buyer looking to get into EVs, that's good news, of course, because they're more affordable. There's a lot more cars out there. You get good long-range cars. Cars can do 300 miles, like the Ineros and Konas, under £20,000 for good ones, you know, not just ropey high mileage ones. But look, this is what I want to get down to really, is to differentiate market health. And market health is a combination of demand versus the level of stock out there. It's basically a combination of the two. You can have lots of demand but tons of stock, and market health doesn't look very good. On the other hand, you could have no demand and no stock and market health could look good. But let me break this down a little bit for you. The key thing is here, and I'm going to summarise over the last 13 weeks because we didn't do one of these videos in January, so sort of January, February, but including the back end of last year, the last 13 weeks. And what this shows is that the market health actually for electric cars, I'll just bring up a slide here, is plus 80%. Now that outstrips diesel, which is at 5%, petrol 3%. The hybrids, the plug-in stuff is doing okay, but market health for EVs plus 80%. Now let me break that down a little bit more. I'm going to bring up another slide here. So here is a couple of graphs to show you, and it's a bit hard to define it when we share it on screen here, but I'll just explain it a little bit. The line across the top there is market health, and again, it's been going up and down a little bit, but it's been reasonably consistent. And if you go to the bottom right, that shows you there about demand. So how many people are on Autotrader and looking for used electric vehicles, and that demand is plus 82%. And there's a very faint line underneath it. It actually tracks a similar shape. Which is the previous year, the previous same 13-week period. So demand is up 82% and increasing. That's good. So number one, demand for electric cars in the used market is strong and it is climbing. Market health looks quite good, but you can see at the bottom left, that's the graph for supply. So there's just more cars in supply in the trade. It's been around a while now, so again, every day there's lots of cars that come off of lease companies and hire companies, and there's just more around, you know, they're more commonplace now, not so rare like they were, and that's really why prices have come down, just because there's more around. So if I drill down a little bit more, because A large part of our business here is Teslas, and Teslas obviously dominate a large part of the electric car marketplace. And you can see here how demand was good. Then it took a dip around about the New Year period, and then it's gradually increasing again now. So it went a bit stagnant around the New Year period. Now, that is quite often the case with a lot of these charts. You know, around Christmas, New Year, it can go a little bit stagnant. But again, looking at the bottom right, demand for Teslas is up 37% over the course of the last 13 weeks. But again, so is supply. Now, that kind of stagnant period in the middle there, is that because Tesla Model 3 Highland, you know, is coming out at this stage? It wasn't out yet. People are waiting, anticipating. And I think ultimately a lot of people, and certainly the feedback we've had from our customers and people we speak to, has been saying, well, look, the prices did drop at the end of last year. The cars are worth X amount, and I think they'll just keep it for a bit longer, see what happens to the market, see if prices change. So a lot of people with electric cars are kind of like, well, yeah, I have lost a bit of value. I'll just stick with it. And this is leading to, you know, the sort of steadier supply, because supply was increasing quite rapidly at one point. Now, I'm going to drill down to Model 3s, which is arguably the most popular of the Model 3s in the used market. And we've got a very similar pattern, a demand increase of 47% over the last 13 weeks. You know, if you look at the new Model 3 coming out, and you've got a new model, is the demand for the older model on the used market going to fall away? Well, no. Again, people still want these cars. They're becoming more affordable. They are desirable. They do want them. They still have to meet London emission zones requirements. And ultimately, if they're getting cheaper, people are looking for them. The supply levels have been going up a little bit there, but not too sharp. You might have noticed that with the Model 3 Highland, there hasn't been a massive influx of thousands of them at once. I mean, I collected my Highland on the first day they were launching them, and actually only 6 were being handed over at that centre that day. And so that kind of steady trickle out of them is probably helping, because you're not just flooded with suddenly loads at once on the used market. Plus the performance model isn't out yet. So people still want the performance model, and they're not upgrading yet or going on the used market, and actually the demand for the used performance models has been pretty good. So the interesting part, though, I think, was with Model Y. And people we've spoken to over recent weeks, you know, we've been telling them these sort of numbers here. And you can see here the market health took a dip and actually below neutral. Now, demand is there. Look at the bottom right, plus 50% and steadily increasing. But look at the number in supply, a really sharp rise, which happened during December. Lots more Model Ys coming onto the market. Possibly some people anticipating the new Highland, they go to the Model 3. More likely because more cars got to the end of lease periods and there's just more coming into the trade. There isn't a new Model Y out yet. Possibly later on in the year, Juniper is coming. But ultimately, lots of Model Ys hit the market. That led to a price drop. We were adjusting some of our Model Ys down a couple of £1,000 in some cases. So if you own a Model Y, we were seeing price drops on those. But if you're looking to buy one, well, they became a bit cheaper. What we then found out over really the course of February here is that, okay, prices did take a drop, but then demand has been good. We sold out of them all very quickly. And so again, I've been trying to buy some this week and get hold of them. And I've had to pay quite sensible money for them. And, you know, we've seen the demand is there for sure. There's just more around, more competitive marketplace. So kind of interesting with the Model Y there. But I think, again, across the board, a summary would be, there's been a bit of a dip, end of the year, beginning of the new year, as there often is, but actually things seem to have steadied out, and what is crucial is that demand is still there. So that's the key thing, really. And like I say, I don't think because the Highland's been trickled in, I don't think it's been rocking the marketplace too much. Now, is that a deliberate act by Tesla to do that, or, you know, are they just not getting the numbers out across this country for handovers? Well, not sure really, but ultimately been quite good news. So just keeping things a little bit calm and a little bit steady. So in this video, I usually talk about our solar as well. Not too much to report there. Short, dark, gloomy days. It's been raining non-stop. I cannot wait for summer. We've been running about 26% off-grid here, self-powered from our solar here in winter in the worst days. And whilst we've been quite busy charging cars as well. But I'm going to do a separate video about home energy and work energy and storage and stuff like that, because I've just implemented battery storage at home. And that, combined with cheap overnight electricity, is a really good solution. I don't actually have solar at home. I'll tell you more about this in another video. So if you want to hear about home energy storage solutions and how to still get really cheap charging and cheap electricity to run your house on. There's a video I'm going to do separately about that. Make sure you stay subscribed, so that'll be coming up soon in another video. But I just wanted to really touch base and thank everyone for watching our recent videos as well, where we've been churning out loads about the new Tesla Model 3 Highland. It has been a bit repetitive. I guess this makes a bit of a break from that. I've covered 4,000 miles in 4 weeks in that car. It's a very, very good car. I've got matrix headlights now, which is great. Just the auto wipers to sort out, but I'm waiting for that update. And there's some more videos about the Highland coming out as well as we do a few more things and just put it to good work. It's a very, very good car. So thank you to everyone who's been watching those videos. The search demands on YouTube are there to support it, so we're sort of feeding that demand, and there'll be some more. And if there's specific things you want to see on that, do let us know, and we'll do our best to accommodate. But as a roundup for the used EV market, I would say been a bit wobbly, seen some price drops, but demand is good. We've been quite busy, and if you've got a car to sell and it's electric, last time I said this, we had emails and calls from people with 20-year-old Peugeot 106s and stuff like that. If you've got an electric car, especially Model 3, Model Y, let us know. Now, we might be able to offer to buy it from you, or we might offer to sell it on brokerage. And brokerage is where we simply sell your car for you, get you whatever the current retail money is for it. We deduct a commission, and the money you get back afterwards usually outweighs your trade price offers by quite some way. You can do quite well out of it. So not always suitable for everyone, but a really good solution. If you want to know more about that, again, get in contact and let us know. So that's it from me for now. Nice short video, just a touch base at the end of February here. Rolling into March now. Hopefully the days get longer and summer comes through and we see the end of all the rain we've had. So again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you on some more videos very soon, I hope.